Hello learner, welcome once again to Manifested e-learning platform. My name is James Kenyani. We are going to continue with our lesson on reflection and congruence, and today we are going to look at symmetry lines of a rhombus. So the objective of the lesson is to enable the learner to identify and even construct the lines of symmetry of a rhombus. So the lesson will help the learner to identify the lines of symmetry of a rhombus. So they say seeing is believing. That's why I have the rhombus here cut out from a piece of paper. We know a rhombus is a quadrilateral whose sides are equal. A quadrilateral, because the angles at the vertices are not 90 degrees. But a quadrilateral with angles, right angles at the four corners will either be a square or a rectangle. So in this case, we have that quadrilateral. We call it a rhombus because all the sides are equal and the opposite sides are parallel. So we want to go step by step and look how many lines of symmetry can we get. So I'll fold it along the longest diagonal. I've folded it along the longest diagonal. And yes, is that a line of symmetry? Yes, because those two halves have similar proportionate similarities are seen in them. I'll fold it along the shortest diagonal. Yes, I get two halves which are equal. So what is your conclusion? A rhombus will have two lines of symmetry, one along the shorter diagonal and the other along the longer diagonal. Now, I'm going to compare it to another sister quadrilateral. It is called a parallelogram. If you compare the two, you can see a clear difference. For the rhombus, the sides are equal, but for the parallelogram, this one, the sides are not equal. Let's try to find lines of symmetry of a parallelogram. So when you fold, either the left part should map exactly on the other ones. Let's try and fold along the one of the diagonals. Let's fold along one of the diagonals of a parallelogram. Does it map exactly? Yes or no? A big no, isn't it? Let's try to fold along the longest diagonal. And the case for the other longest diagonal is no. So what do we discover? We discover that a rhombus will have two lines of symmetry, but a parallelogram does not have any lines of symmetry. That's one of the most important things we notice. A rhombus has two lines of symmetry, one along the shorter diagonal, and another along the longer diagonal as demonstrated. one along the shorter diagonal and another one along the longer diagonal. In comparison, we found that a parallelogram, a parallelogram does not have any line of symmetry. That's what you should discover, the utmost discovery you make. A parallelogram does not have any line of symmetry. So we shall just show them here. It is a mark on the rhombus to show that all the sides are equal. So you've seen one of the lines of symmetry is along the shorter diagonal. Along the shorter diagonal. Another one is along the longer diagonal. What do you discover? The lines of symmetry or the diagonals always meet for a rhombus at 90 degrees. So we say a rhombus can just say two lines of symmetry. You can also draw the parallelogram, its sister quadrilateral. Those two lines just shows this one is only equal to that and this one is equal to that one. But that one we had just one mark to show that all the sides are equal. So from there we just write for a parallelogram, no line of symmetry, as I demonstrated using that piece of paper. So notice that. What do we notice? We go to objective. We've discovered that a rhombus has two lines of symmetry, one along the shorter diagonal and one along the longer diagonal. The diagonals meet at 90 degrees. We've just discovered a parallelogram will have no line of symmetry. So for the assignment, so you'll construct that rhombus of side 6 centimeters and angle ABC 60 degrees and show the lines of symmetry. So as I end the lesson, notice that a rhombus will have two lines of symmetry. A parallelogram, none, does not have any lines of symmetry. So at that juncture, I end the lesson, but don't forget what you've learned. So go work on the construction and let's meet in the next lesson. Thank you for the audience and bye-bye.